Yeah, there.
There you go.
We'll go
that-
there.
that
We'll go
way.
there, yeah, because
Sorry. Oh, bring the box later.
Thank you for this opportunity to call the game tonight with you. So looking forward to a good game of football on a lovely Melbourne evening. Bit brisk, but beautiful conditions for football.
Hey, as you said, beautiful conditions, not much wind at all. Surface is a little bit wet. Should be a good surface to play football on, knocking the balls all around, and both teams have liked to do that this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially Moreland Zebras of late have really had a nice run the last couple of months, playing some really nice football. Like you said, knocking the ball around well. And obviously Hume have had a good start to their season in the NPL and are doing quite well. Moreland top of NPL 2, looking to promote into the NPL next year. So it's an excellent semi-final, and yeah, it's going to be a quality game of football.
I'll quickly run through the line-ups for you guys tonight. Starting with the Moreland Zebras, we've got number 10 Brashford, 6 Devitt, 23 Jai, number 9 Big Nicholas Niagoran, hard to miss, number 4 Sadler, number 28 Swev, number 3 Simons, number 2 Timmins, number 17 Watson, number 21 goalkeeper West Aston, and number 11 Jacob Williams. For Hume City, they've got Michael Weir in goals, Wilson, Danny Dixon, Monogary, Hewitt, Marcellus, Ocheng, Lazaridis, Tennant, Bowler and Delic. Boris, what are your thoughts on the two sides so far?
A lot of firepower up for both sides, really, with Delic, ex-Melbourne City player, Nicholas Nigorian for Moreland, a big presence up front, and also has very good feet. And then you add Matthew Lazaridis for Hume. There's a lot of attacking intent on both sides, so looking forward to hopefully a fair few goals tonight.
As Moreland City kick us off, they're in their home kit of the black and white famous Juventus colours, kicking from right to left, and Hume in their home kit, all red, kicking from left to right. As Moreland Zebras look to counter, but Michael will come and collect. Roll it out to the right back. Ocheng getting himself in a bit of a trouble, but he'll play back and get out of trouble. Boiler. Still Bowler. Timmins. Williams. The Sadler all the way back to the goalkeeper. We'll find Timmins nice and early, and he's got a bit of space to attack. Ocheng does well defensively. This evening's referee is Lockie Cavers, aka Trigger Happy. He'll go out for a Hume throw. Obviously, Moreland Zebras are under coach Fasto Dimadrias. Has been been at the club for 3 years now, Boris, moving from Richmond. He's done extremely well in the 3 years he's been at Moreland Zebras.
Yeah, built the team up nicely, and this year's obviously been their best one so far. Very, very solid team, as you can say. A lot of experienced players. You've got, ex-Wellington Phoenix left back in Sean Timmins. You've got Tremaine Sadler, very good player from up originally in Queensland at left central defence. Jacob Williams at right central defence. Again, a very, very solid footballer. So they've got a lot of quality. So they've built the team up nicely, getting the results this year to be top of NPL 2. So yeah, they've been on a nice trajectory upwards.
Obviously, you do have the likes of Rashid Mahazi in the squad as well. Obviously, not playing this evening, either injured or cup tied. It just proves the quality, the intent that Moreland Zebras have always tried to be doing extremely well. As Delic breaks out wide, Dixon, still Dixon, gets on top of the box. Marcellus shoots, and it's just gone wide, and an early chance for Hume, and it's gone out for a corner. Good opportunity, Boris.
Yeah, very nicely worked there by Hume. Danny Dixon out on the left there, cutting it back to Marcellus, and a bit unlucky not to put it away there.
Early intent from Hume City. Looks like Hewitt will take. Hewitt delivers. Hume win the header. A shot, and it's just gone over the bar. A fantastic opportunity, and it's poor defending by the Moreland Zebras, Boris.
Yeah, look, I think it was an interesting setup there by Hume from the corner. Everyone gathered at the top of the box. Moreland man marking. They split and they didn't deal with it. They didn't deal with it well. Fell out to the forward there, and a bit unlucky not to go up 1-0 there.
Zebra survive and they look to clear. That's a poor goal kick, and Hume will win that early. Hewitt, Marcellus, Delic. Delic tries to run through for 4, but loses possession, and Zebras can break. Obviously, Boris, Hume City, obviously a horrific season last year, finishing down in the bottom 4 to this year, comfortably sitting in 4th. What are your thoughts on how well has Nick Hegarty done as gaffer?
Well, he's obviously done an extremely good job having the role permanently. There was a lot of chopping and changing last year in the coaching ranks at Hume. Obviously, that didn't help the stability of the side and made it difficult. But obviously, having him there this year on a continual basis, to get up to 4th, playing very solid, consistent football, he's done an excellent job, and I'm sure they'll look to build even further next year on the efforts that they've had this season.
Obviously, the players they have on the bench, obviously got James Brown, who's sitting on the bench. Obviously, someone with such big calibre to be on the bench this evening is just proves the depth and the quality Hume have.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. I mean, you definitely expected him to play tonight. Not sure if he's got an injury or the reason behind him not starting, but. Yeah, look, they do have absolute quality. Like we said, they've got Marcellus, they've got Matt Lazaridis, ex-Pasco Vale, who's a very good player, Delic up front. So, look, they've got a lot of attacking talent, and, maybe that's the reason. I'm not exactly sure.
Obviously, you've got Mitch Cooper, who's currently away on international duty, and also George Howard on the bench. And I think Nick Hegarty this year, compared to other years, Hume have stocked up in their front third.
Well, when you've got George Howard on the bench, ex-Melbourne Victory player, as well as we said, James Brown, and then obviously Mitch Cooper as well away, then plus the guys in the team, a significant amount of attacking intent. Probably a little bit different from the setup to Moreland, who've probably got their most experienced players in the defensive side, like we said, Timmins and Sadler and Williams.
As Niragoran is rushing off Ocheng. Niragoran, and Ocheng kicks it out for a throw-in. And obviously Moreland's main number 9, Nicholas Niragoran, a fantastic footballer who's just had a bit of luck with injuries in late seasons. Obviously, we saw him at Richmond, Boris, when we were there. A fantastic striker. He opened up South Melbourne one game, scoring 3, and then gets sending off with a bit of a hot temper. Do you think he's a player that if he's on, he's on?
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, Nick, I remember watching him in a pre-season game back in 2016 when he was at Richmond, and he just did some incredible things in that game, and he continued that on through the season. Unfortunately for Nick, he's had a lot of injury problems for a long time. His body finally seems right. He's a very, very talented player. Not only does he have size, athleticism, but he's also got really good feet for a big man. He really does. So he can be extremely dangerous, and if he stays fit, Moreland definitely have a great chance of not only promotion, but even tonight. Hopefully, if he has a good game, they can do a lot of damage.
Well said, Boris. Well said. As Hume happy to keep possession, and now he just kicks it out for a throw in. And Hume have shown early on signs of just happy to keep possession and wait until Moreland Zebras press, and Moreland are happy for Hume to have the ball at the back. Obviously, no real problems.
Yeah, look, both teams have tried to knock it around when they've had a bit of time and space. Namely, that's been in the back third. And then under pressure, like in this situation, they tend to hit the channels to get out of that pressure rather than try and play through. But it's good to see both teams trying to play out from the back at this early stage.
Goes out for a goal kick early, and we'll come and collect. We are live and interactive, so make sure you put your comments through and we'll try to answer as many questions or queries that you have throughout the game. Proudly brought to you by Sportscast this evening. We're happy to play out. Who ends up going short. Hume very comfortable keeping possession and waiting for the right moment to hit the fullback, it seems. As Weir now tries to find Ocheng, but Timmins wins the header nice and strong. And Zebra's just near Goran. I was going to say a poor pass, but they've managed to get away with it, Boris.
Yeah, look, Hume intent on playing out, which they did. Zebras were not committing to the press. They wanted them to play out a little bit further up the pitch before pressing, so they're not committing too far forward as yet. So it's an interesting tactical battle so far.
Ocheng delivers it early, trying to find Delic, but Zebra's cleared by Williams. Timmins. Bradford wins the header. Tennant goes back to Weir, and Weir will send it. Zwed. Brashford loses possession a bit too easily, and Hume can counter. A great challenge by Tremaine Sadler. Ocheng. Hume happy to keep possession through Dixon. Marcellus. All the way back to Tennant. He'll drive. Sean Timmins wins the ball up, and the Zebras can break now. Still Timmins. Arnold Zwed. Ball goes out wide. To Seymour, who delivers. It's a poor cross. And Hume could look to counter, and it's so far so good, both teams defensively. Lacking a bit of quality in that final third, as Sadler's made a mistake and the keeper comes out and Sadler will clean it up. And Zebras get away with one. As I was saying, both teams, just before the commentator's curse, have been looking very good defensively.
Yeah, absolutely. Both teams are comfortable. Only pressure situations so far have come from being closed down and probably taking a little bit too long on the ball. But actually, it's been quite impressive how both teams have managed to switch the play. Hume just before had a couple of nice moments, moving it from one side of the pitch to the other and back again, keeping possession under a bit of pressure. And Zebras likewise at that moment kept the ball well. The press from Zebras probably not quite as effective, at this point as they'd like.
Marcellus crosses it in. Sadler clears. And Arnold Sue brings it down, and then Williams sends it to Nirigoran, who has won a free kick, and he's done extremely well there, the big man. And obviously, Boris, number 28 for Moreland Zebras, Arnold Sue, was signed as Zebras break here. Early cross in. Ball finds Guy. Guy shoots, blocked, ball spinning, and Weir will come and collect, and he's done extremely well. A good opportunity there for Moreland, just missing the quality in that final third.
Look, very similar one to the Marcellus one. Had a little bit less time than Marcellus and got closed down. But yeah, very, very similar opportunity to the Hume one. So look, tight game. Very few chances so far, but some quite good football.
As I was saying, number 28 for Moreland Zebras, Arnold Sue. Obviously was at Bentley Greens at the start of the year, moving across from Richmond, a fantastic footballer, the young German. Surprise move to Moreland Zebras?
Look, I don't know much about the decision to move there, but I don't think it's that surprising in the sense of, Moreland's a team that wants to contend, are contending for promotion, so he can establish himself in the side, do well, keep his spot next year in NPL 1. Obviously, not just that, but they're in the semi-finals of the Dockerty Cup. They're in the last 32 of the FFA Cup. So I think it's a smart decision on his part. And looking at, watching him tonight, he looks like a quality player and a good signing by Fausto and Moreland.
Goran. This is the header. Ocheng. Calls for keeper, and he'll come and collect. The ball just over hit. Watson happy to go back to Sadler. Tries to play it, but too straight, and Wheel come and collect. And you can hear Fasto just yelling on the far side to reset and get into a block. Dixon. Wilson back to Weir. Come out to Tennant. Go back infield, and Hume very happy to keep possession with the ball on the ground at their feet. Tennant. Bowler. Diagonal. Poor diagonal cross. Dixon. Hewitt plays back in field. Some more going in. Bowler. Ocheng. Dalic. Still Dalic. Dalic delivers, but will go out for a corner, and Moreland's happy to defend that. Opportunity here for Hume City. Potential opportunity to capitalise here, Boris.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they set up for this corner. If it's exactly the same way as they did the last one, which created lots of problems for the Zebras. So, look, set piece always dangerous. It's been interesting watching. The setup defensively from Zebras. Quite a big gap between the two forwards. Devitt's chasing a lot but plenty of space and time for the back line. So, yeah, interesting that they're making him do so much work. But anyway, the corner.
Delivery. Sadler wins. And Watson doesn't really clear as far. It's still Ocheng in the attacking third. Ocheng beats one, but Zebras will clear. No Gorin. Poor first touch, and has let Hume win possession again. Good challenge, and the ball stay in play, and Zebras can go forward. And just that moment there by Big Nick, if he brings that down, and they could potentially launch a counter as they play through this press extremely well. Gorin. Back in field, Ocheng kicks it into the Zebras player and will go out for a Hume throw-in. Ocheng. As Lazaridis in front of him. But Timmins plays the keeper. But they're happy to play out Zebras extremely well. Timmins. Watson. Williams just hooks it. Flickers on by Zebras, and no Goran's in behind. Tennant versus Neogoran. Guy delivers, and he'll just go out for a corner, and that's poor cross in. But that was better by the Moreland Zebras, Boris.
Yeah, very nice. Nice there. It was good to see Nigorian locking it in. Actually, he's been a physical presence, but as you've seen earlier, his touches have let him down a little bit, like on the other break from the corner before, and where he wasn't able to hold the ball up. Was able to hold it up well there, bring Guy into the game. Unfortunately, Guy's left foot cross was straight out of play. But yeah, much better quality. Sean Timmins showing great strength and composure to come out of the back, and they moved it around nicely from back to front.
Over the top, Sadler will gain possession. Guy. Watson. Back to Williams. Bit under pressure, but he deals with it all right. Guy. And Hume can break. Marcellus. Poor pass and near Goran. Bowler. Strike from distance. Weir parries into the front of an opportunity for the Moreland Zebras, and he's blown it over the bar. And it's Bashfarosh. Boris, your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, as they say, gilt-edged opportunity. Really has to put that in the back of the net. Great strike from distance. Keeper wasn't able, really needs to parry that around the post. Wasn't able to, just due to the sheer power of the shot, and that's got to be finished there. That's 1-0.
We'll find out later on this evening if Moreland Zebras will rue to miss that chance and opportunity. But they've had the clear-cut opportunity so far this game. Hume still happy to keep possession. Oching. Bowler. Oching. Back to Weir. Composedly chips it out. A Guy wins the header. Timmins. Still Sean Timmins. Tries to find Guy, and he's managed to keep it in. It's still Guy. And Ocheng does extremely well defensively. And Hume playing with fire a little bit, but managed to win the throw-in. Watching. Bowler. Lazaridis. Still Bowler. Delic. Hewitt. Switch to Dixon. Dixon happy to keep possession. We'll go all the way back. Switch trying to find Oshing, but Timmins has won those headers all day. Baffarosh switches it out wide to Symes. Sorry, it's Arnold Zwed. And he'll go out for a goal kick, and he couldn't. Just that quality once again in that final ball, Boris, letting him the Zebras down.
Yeah, just those last, the touch when it's most necessary in the final third, letting both teams down, really. And great counter, great break there by Zebras. Really could have made Hume pay, but again, just a slack touch. And yeah, ball goes out of play.
Weir goes long. Dixon flicks. Zebras do extremely well defensively to clear that one out of play. Dixon. Marcellus. This is out possession. Jacob Williams too strong. And Zebras can break. Long diagonal ball to Baffarosh. Infield. Arnold. Sue. Still Sue. Plays it out wide. They deliver. Goran in the mix-up, but it doesn't reach to him. Marcellus tries to clear, but Dixon will come out with it. Delic. Wrestling with Williams, and Zebras have done extremely well there defensively, and well defended by Hume.
Yeah, absolutely. But again, really good play by Zebras, bringing that ball forward. Hume's shape was excellent. Didn't allow Zebras to play through them. But Zebras showed a lot of patience. Quite enjoyable watching both teams tonight. They're keeping the ball, changing tempo, something that's not common a lot of the time in Australian football. So it's really nice to see both sides showing patience and then changing the tempo to accelerate when the transition's on. So good game of football, and I think the conditions are helping that. Great pitch, perfect weather to play football, really.
Hume very happy to keep possession. Tennant. Marcellus. Got a bit of an overload here on this far side if they can switch it out early. Tennant. Still Tennant. Poor pass backwards, put Bella a bit under pressure. Hewitt. Tries to clip a line, but will go out. But a little bit better by Hume, and they're very patient in keeping possession, and the Zebras are very happy to let them have possession in their defensive half. Very unlikely for them to score from there, Boris.
Yeah, look, Moreland's got great structure at the moment. 4-4-2, two banks of four, and not prepared to move out of shape. So no matter how much Hume's trying to move them around and trying to tempt them out of those positions, they haven't been successful so far. But it's been good to see that Hume has remained patient, still looking for those opportunities, and Zebras have been disciplined. So really good tactical battle going on at the moment.
Williams. Sadler. Timmins. Back to Sadler. Finds near Goran. It's poor first touch, and Dixon can look to break, but he's underhit the pass. Near Goran. Loses possession, but Zebras win it again. Devitt all the way back. Goes all the way back to Williams. Sadler. Timmins. Loses possession, and Delic can break here on the counter. He's got Lazaridis on his right. Delic shoots, and it's taken a deflection. It will go out for a corner, and it just proves how dangerous Hume are on the break, Boris.
Yeah, look, Sean Timmins closed down there. Didn't really have any options through the midfield. The last couple of minutes, there's been a real gap between the forward line of Zebras and the defence. Not many options to play through the middle. Most of the players have been trying to make forward runs. And Shawnee there got caught out, and Hume right onto it. Great transition, and a great strike very good strike by Delic, and the deflection obviously helping it go over for the corner.
Obviously, and also a shout out to Victoria's one best referee, Jack Morgan. Thank you for joining us on this live stream this evening. Hewitt to deliver. Goes to the back post. Hume with numbers. It just goes out of the back. Delic. It'll be a Zebras throw in. And Moreland survive once again, and that's been three corners thus far for Hume City that have failed to capitalise from one.
Yeah, look, I think they've been dangerous on two of those three. The first one they had a shot on goal. That one, really, the header should have been on target. It looked like it came off the back of the Hume player, but they're definitely causing problems for Moreland from those set pieces.
All the way back to Weir. Dixon, Marcellus. Back to Okcheng. Back to Weir. Obviously Okcheng and Dixon have changed for the moment. Weir. Tries to find Okcheng, but it's a poor kick. And Zebras will turn over possession. Ocheng. Be a Moreland throw. Be some more to take. Sue. Still Sue in the corner. Beats his man. Gets past Ocheng. Sue, can he deliver? And a fantastic challenge from Ocheng, but Lockie Kivas has deemed it a free kick. And a fantastic opportunity here for the Moreland Zebras. And the spray is out by Lockie Kivas. That just proves his A-League experience. Boris, thoughts on that?
Oh, look, I wasn't quite sure about your call there, Dean, about a fantastic challenge. I did think it was a foul, but we are quite far away. But the referee's closer, and he's deemed it a foul, and an excellent opportunity here for the Zebras. They've obviously got the size of Nigorian. They've got Guy, so Sadler's good in the air as well, as is Timmins. So look, very dangerous here. Well, they should be anyway.
Watson to deliver. The skipper. Watson low. Ball bubbles around, but Hume deliver. Clear. Devitt goes back. Samoy. Watson. Ball go out for throw-in, and good opportunity there by Moreland Zebras. Everyone thought they were going to go high. They ended up going low.
Yeah, definitely fooled me. I was just talking about all the great headers of a ball that they had in their side, and Watson plays a beautiful ball low, and again, very nice move, very clever, and unlucky not to score. But again, well defended by Hume. Great desperation to block that shot.
Watson. Hewitt. Dixon. Tennant. Weir. Finds Ocheng. Inside to Hewitt, who'll flick it to Lazaridis, who just jumps over the ball, and Sadler just happy to clear his lines, and Zebras to set up defensively. Williams wins the header. Watson down. Samoy clears again. Near Goran. Loses the header. And Ocheng will clean up. Ocheng versus Guy. Ocheng beats Guy. Still Ocheng. Guy, fantastic offensive pressure. Wins the tackle and go out for a throw-in. And Guy's done extremely well to do his back press there, Boris.
Yeah, no, great chase by Guy. I mean, it was actually a very clever move inside by Matthew Lazaridis there. Dragged Sean Timmins with him, created that space for Ocheng to keep running, and actually Guy was very disciplined and worked hard to continue following that run and be able to put that ball out. But yeah, very nice move by Hume, the way they played that.
Mulgunnon loses possession. Near Goran. Guy over the top. And Baraforosh, Weir comes off his line and does extremely well as a sweeper keeper. But Arnold Sue wins possession, and Arnold can go in. He's got a bit of space. Arnold Sue cuts back onto his right. Arnold Sue strikes, and Michael Weir pumps it into the air. And Hewitt will clear a fantastic opportunity by the New Orleans Zebras, and Arnold Sue just showing his quality, Boris.
Oh, fantastic transition there. Sue was so fast. Great cut back onto his right, and unfortunately probably the shot straight at Weir, but Weir's been excellent tonight, not only with that save, but his distribution overall has been excellent. He's been able to hit Ocheng or Dixon on as those wing backs a number of times, beautifully. Read the play earlier with the header, so he's been excellent.
And Bauer just kicks it out for a corner, and Moreland Zebras are the team that are looking like they're going to score. Fantastic opportunities the last couple of minutes, and have put the pressure right on Hume. And if you're looking at this as a neutral, Boris, you wouldn't think they're a league apart, would you?
Oh, no, without a doubt. Moreland are showing that they're, with the style of play, with the quality of players and their performance, that they're definitely an NPL 1 quality side. So, Yeah, it's really, really good to watch. Actually, really good contest. Both sides have had moments of momentum where they've dominated for 5 or so minutes each, and then it swings back the other way. So really good game, really evenly matched teams. And look, there's a lot of quality on the pitch out there tonight. A lot of these guys have played or been through A-League youth systems or played professionally overseas.
As the corner comes in, Guy wins the header and it's just gone wide, and once again Hume look a bit shaky off a defensive corner.
Well, I think both sides have created issues off those set pieces. So we've had a couple of Hume creating problems for Zebras from corners a couple of times, and now Zebras creating a problem for Hume off that corner, and as we saw earlier from that set piece by Cam Watson along the ground. So yeah, both sides have obviously worked on their set pieces and are executing them very well this evening, creating a lot of problems for the opposition.
Tennant. Ocheng. Back to Tennant. He's done extremely well to get out of pressure, and Ocheng beats Timmins. Marcellus. Delic. Still Delic. Gets around Sadler. He's fallen down, but Lockie Kivas hasn't given it, and Sadler will send it down the line only as far as Ocheng. Ocheng. Bowler will go for a Hume throw, and he's taking it quickly, but Sadler does extremely well get across, and Delic will see it out. Sadler clears it and sends it over the fence, and Hume City have played extremely well there. Beat the press 3 or 4 times and lifted the intensity after those couple of chances, Boris.
Look, that was very nice play by Hume. However, the decision making there maybe by Delic was an interesting one. He had the overlapping run coming from the number 10, and instead of just waiting that second or moving inside to create more space for him, he actually moved to the outside and really impacted that overlapping run. So just the decision making from both sides in the last bit in the final third, plus some of the touches. That's the only reason this game hasn't got a goal at the moment, is just those little details at the moment are not being executed.
Weir. Happy to send it over the top. Lazaridis. And Williams comes across and wins the header. Bowler will leave it for Dixon. Marcellus. Poor for a touch, and Sue will break near Goran. Fantastic challenge, and Hume will come back the other way. Guy wins the ball and will go out for a Hume throw-in.
Yeah, the transition from both sides, very quick. When they decide to go, they really go. And Sue, they're very fast. They both sides have been excellent, the way they've been able to change that tempo. They keep it slow, keep possession when through the back when there's no options to play. But when they break with speed.
Tennant. Ocheng. Lazaridis. Divot. Finds Bafarosh. Got a bit of space to get his head up. Bafarosh. Beats one. Bafarosh shoots and straight at Weir, and the type of night Michael Weir's having this evening, Boris, you don't think you'd beat him from that type of angle, would you?
No, again, that's the decision-making I was talking about earlier. You're in a great, 1v1, does well to beat the player. And he actually had 2 guys at the top of the box that he really should have squared that ball to, and instead makes the decision to shoot and try and beat the keeper at the near post. And like you said, in the form Weir's in, he's not going to score from there.
Tennant. Dixon. Delic in over the top. Keeper comes out and collects. Watson. Sue. Williams. Samoy finds, well, Hume done extremely well there defensively, Boris, and they can break here now. Delic. Still Delic, but he loses possession. Jacob Williams just shows his experience there and has pinched the ball off the young Delic.
Yeah, I mean, Jacob Williams, fantastic footballer. I still remember seeing him for the first time in 2016 at Richmond and playing as a defensive midfielder or as a centre-back, and he was excellent once he came back into that team. Very unfortunate to get a knee injury, I think an ACL at the end of that season or towards the end of that season. But great to see him back and playing so well. Very experienced player, very quality player. I believe he was a former Australian Youth International as well.
He sure was, Boris. That is correct. Great facts, and good to say that you brushed them up before you came here this evening. Watson. Sadler. Back to Watson. Timmins, but Lazaretti pinches the ball and will go out for a throw-in. Watson. Timmins. Tries to find Neogoran, but ball doesn't quite get there, and Zebras are looking threatening. Neogoran spins his man, does extremely well, but it'll go out for a corner, and well defended by Hume City there, and that's the danger that he presents, Big Nick.
Oh, absolutely. But look, to be fair, I think Hume have defended him extremely well in this first half. Neogoran's tried to turn a number of times, but he's been well marshalled, well held, very tight defence. They haven't allowed him to break away, whether with his physical strength, with his speed, or with his touches.
And the ball's whipped in, and Weir comes and collects. Looks to break early. Delic. Versus Sean Timmins. Delic beats his man and he can break. Delic. Delic comes inside. He's beaten 3 of them. Still Delic. Stephen Hewitt challenged by Williams, who wins possession, but it only goes as far as Delic. Delic delivers. Sabres with numbers. Delic whips it in again, and Delic has scored! Oh my words! A fantastic goal from the angle, and Delic has done the goalkeeper on an angle, and you would not expect that to go in, would you, Boris?
Look, I'm not sure if he expected it to go in. To be honest, I thought that was a cross. Maybe we need to talk to him after the game and ask if he meant that or not. But I'm sure he'll tell us that he did. But look, 1-0, big goal for Hume now, and it's going to be tough for the Zebras to get back into this, given the way Hume have defended. It's going to be a tough 45 minutes coming up for the Zebras in the second half.
And really, against the run of play, Hume City have gone 1-0 up. A quick counter-attack. It all started from Michael Weir coming, collecting the cross. And Delic has put Hume City 1-0 up. And the Zebras, conceding so close to half-time, would not be happy with themselves, but they go again. Samoy. Watson. Devon tries to find Guy. Williams wins the header. Samoy. Guy. And the referee's given a free kick for Hume City, who are happy to slow the ball down and see it into half-time. Played 43 minutes. Tennant. Ocheng. Back to Tennant. Wilson. Ocheng doesn't keep that ball in. There's a pull pass by Mahonigan. Sadler. Sadler goes diagonal. Samoy, just poor first touch, will go over the fence. Daddy Dixon happy to have a bit of a drinks break. Run the clock down even more. Wilson. All the way back to Weir. Ocheng's on if he finds him early, but he's happy to hold it. Finds Ocheng. He's kept the ball in. Tennant just sends it channel, and Dalic could be in behind, but Sadler wins the header. Timmins. Back to Williams. Still Williams. Samoy. Guy. Sue. Sue still got possession top of the box. Sue tries to find the flick. Just falls back out to him into the box. Watson. Devitt. Finds Bafarosh. Back to Watson. Sue leaves it for the overlap, but no one's coming in, and just a lack of miscommunication there. But Moreland Zebras look very good in their final third. They're keeping possession.
Yeah, again, it's really great to see the patience, the way they kept knocking it around, looking for the right opportunity. And unfortunately for Sue there, it really looked good, and it would have been if there was a overlapping run from the fullback, but unfortunately for him there wasn't.
Dixon. Hewitt. Back to Dixon. He'll just send it down the channel. Williams will see it out and shows his experience once again. Sue tries to find Guy, but he's overhit it. Lazaridis tries to find Dalic, and just Dalic trying to go inside, and Lazaridis trying to play it out wide, but Hume will be the happier of the two sides going into half-time, Boris.
Absolutely, 1-0 up. Of course, they're going to be the happier of the two teams. Look, to be fair, apart from the freak goal, and there's an attempt from distance, but the keeper's got that covered. Apart from that freak goal, which probably was a cross, it's been an extremely even game. Both sides have had their moments, and there's been quality from both. Both teams have shown a lot, both in possession and defensively. A lot of discipline in terms of keeping their shape, and also discipline in terms of chasing back the runners.
Near Goran. Guy cuts it back. Near Goran, blocked, and Moreland Zebras would have been their opportunity to get back into the game just before half time. And Hume City, as we were saying, defensively strong and composed as Dalic can break. But Sadler's kept the ball in. Timmins. Watson. Still Watson. Back to Williams. Still Williams. Back to the goalkeeper, the custodian for the Moreland Zebras. Sends it high and long. Dixon. And Lockie Keevers has given it a free kick. 3 minutes before the line in the Hume City defensive half. Dixon. Dixon just sends it diagonal, tries to find Ocheng. Fantastic diagonal ball. Tennant. Monaghan. Wilson finds Dixon. Dixon beats his man. Still Dixon. Cuts back on his right, but Guy is there in possession to break. Guy happy to step on it and go back. Samoy. And that's lucky kept us both for half-time. Hume City lead 1-0. A fantastic first half, both disciplined from both sides and both created quite a few chances. Hume City with a lucky goal to go 1-0 up would be the two of the happy sides. Nick Hegarty, the happier of the coaches, and especially with his goalkeeper Michael Weir, who's made a couple of good saves.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you said, Dean, excellent first half from both teams. Hume, without a doubt, the happier team going up. One goal going into the break. Yeah, we've seen the quality from both teams. It's going to be interesting to see. I'm not envisaging a big change tactically as they come out for the second half. But at some point, if it stays like this, Zebras are going to have to press a little bit higher and take a few more risks rather than just sitting deep in a block. The block of 4 or 2 blocks of 4 that they've had so far.
Thank you for joining us in that first half. We'll be back in within 15 minutes. Thank you. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Jack Edwards Reserve for this semi-final action of the Dockerty Cup. Hume City are leading 1-0 over the Moreland Zebras. A first half which will entail tactically brilliant by both sides. A moment of magic or brilliance or accidental brilliance has broken the deadlock by Delic trying to cross it in and has chipped the goalkeeper into the far corner. And Moreland's Zebras will be ruining the chances they missed, obviously, by Borafors in the first half. He missed it, a save off Weir, and he's put it over the bar. As I said, will they be ruining their mistakes and chances at this moment? Yes, they would be.
Oh, absolutely. Of course you are. You're down a goal. Any half opportunity or any opportunity that's gone begging, you're going to rue. Yeah, definitely that gilt-edged chance when we parried the ball. Probably, like we said, should have parried it around the post. Didn't. The shot was on and he misses the open goal. That was costly. But look, we've got another 45 minutes to come at least. Hopefully the football's going to be as good as it was in the first half. Look, it's going to be an interesting second half, I think, and let's see how it pans out.
Dixon, and obviously Hume kicking from right to left in their all-red kit, and Moreland kicking from left to right in their home black and white Juventus kit. Ocheng. Lazaretti's poor first touch. Nygoran, Guy, Devil, Sue, Timmins. Back to Watson, Sadler. Clips it forward, but Tennant does extremely well. Watson. And goes all the way back to the goalkeeper. Plays out. Sadler. Sadler looks to go forward. Nygoran. Bit of a push, but lucky keepers gives it a play on. Ocheng. Hewitt. Ocheng. Wilson. Mark Ellis. Mark Ellis. Dropping in extremely deep there on Mark Ellis. I've seen this so far this game, dropping deep and inside and allowing the fullbacks to overlap.
Yeah, definitely been a tactic of Hume's. Both on both sides, Lazaretti's and Mark Ellis have been coming inboard and giving the space to Dixon and Ocheng. Generally, the play from Hume has been down the right-hand side rather than the left, rather than on Dixon's side. Maybe possibly due to the fact that they don't have a genuine left footer. Dixon's a right footer, always, as you saw early in the first or throughout the first half, he's always looking to cut back in onto his right. Whereas Moreland have got a genuine left footer in Timmins. To be able to whip that ball in, though their fullbacks, haven't got generally up as high as the Hume ones so far.
Dixon. Guy's done extremely well. Nygoran. Barafrosh. Still Barafrosh. Kicks it into Dixon, but Wilson come across and just send it over the fence and allow Hume to get back into their defensive shape. Samoy goes long. Nygoran flicks. Guy tries the scissor, but Weir will come and collect. A very tamed effort at the end.
Yeah, not quite the finish that one of the Kingston boys in the under-20s managed last night. Not sure if you saw that one, Dean.
Yeah, it was a fantastic strike by young Michael Mullins. Great camera work by Nathan Sakaru as well. and NMS Media. Fantastic camera work there, and it was a fantastic finish, wasn't it, Boris?
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Wonderful to see a young player like that execute such a quality finish. Guy unlucky that he wasn't able to finish it quite as well as young Michael Mullins.
Dixon tries to flicks it on, and Jacob Williams comes across and sends it down the channel. Mark Ellis. Hewitt. Ocheng. Dalic is free at the back post if he can't find him, and he finds him. Dalic with the free header, and maybe saved by the flag, but really should have done better there, Boris.
Yeah, absolutely fabulous ball in by Ocheng. Hume again very good at switching the play. They've been really able to bring it down this left-hand side and then transition as Moreland comes across this side to transition to Ocheng, who's free on the right. And he's been able to get a number of quality balls in, and that was another one. And yeah, Dalic, look, it was offside, but really even with an offside call, you'd expect him to put that away.
There you go, on. Guy. Guy, and he's won the free kick, and Hume got an opportunity. Moreland Zebras got an opportunity to throw numbers forward. Watson over it.
And again, the set pieces, Dean, all night by both teams have been dangerous, so a big opportunity for Moreland to get back into this game.
Watson delivers. Sadler jumps over it. McAllis clears, gets under it, and Dalic can run after it. Samoy wins the header. Hewitt has a poor first touch, and Sadler's done extremely well just to see it out. And just shows his experience there by the young centre half.
Yeah, look, a lot of experience, as we said earlier, from both teams, and they've both been defending extremely well, both shape-wise, but also physically, really making it difficult for the opponents. Nearly an opportunity there for Nigorian, just couldn't bring it down again.
Dalic finds McAllis. Back to Dalic. Ocheng is called for it, and he receives it. Fantastic ball by Dalic. Ocheng. And loses possession, and Arnold Sue can break. It's 4v3 here. Arnold Sue. Near Goran, he's just passed it behind him. And Ocheng will chase after it, but will just go out. And once again, Boris, Moreland Zebras failing to find that quality in that final third.
Yeah, another great break, transition, good opportunity, and unfortunately for Zebras, they weren't able to link up there. Sue and Nigorian weren't able to connect.
Nigorian wins the flick. Guy. Still Guy. Matches beat the one. But Hume will come across and clear.
Nigorian starting to win a lot of headers now in the air. First half he was actually quite well held aerially, but starting to win a lot now, getting a lot of flick-ons, and Moreland are playing off that.
It's gone out for a corner, and Moreland Zebras look to throw the big men up top again. It looks like Dixon and Montgomery are still having a bit of words after that. Delivered by Watson, cleared by Lazaridis, and McAllis will get there first. McAllis can break if he finds him. A fantastic ball out wide. Bauer, he's got Lazaridis at the back post if he finds him. Lazaridis brings it down. Tries to beat him inside, and Samoy has done extremely well there to hold up Lazaridis, and Hume would count that as an opportunity missed, Boris.
Fantastic break again. We saw the speed that both sides are breaking earlier by Moreland, and that time by Hume. Fantastic switch, but also amazing work rate by Sadler, and also I can't miss who it was, but the effort to get back to get numbers back was fantastic, and then Samoy did well on Lazaridis to prevent him getting past him.
Dixon throws infield. And Salah does extremely well. Ball goes out off Watson. Hume will take the throw. Dixon. Dixon. Hewitt. Back to Wilson. He'll find Tennant. Hume can play forwards now. Try to find Dixon, and Dixon loses possession. And Samoy does extremely well. Still Samoy. Tries to find him a reverse pass, but Hume City with the numbers. Trying to find Ocheng early, and Timmins will happily go infield to Guy, and Zebras will retain possession. Devitt. Timmins. Zebras out wide, opportunity in forward third. Beats one, cuts it to the byline, and Niagoran leaves it for a dummy. And Watson just wasn't there and not on the same wavelength, and an opportunity missed once again by the Moreland Zebras.
Yeah, great run, fantastic run. But again, I have to question the decision making at the very end there. He's so deep. Watson's at the just inside at the top of the box. Really, you've got to cut that back to Watson really sharply, and he's then got the whole goal to shoot at. The whole defence had been dragged deep. You cut it back away from them, and he didn't really cut it deep enough for me.
A fantastic opportunity, another lesson. It looks like the Moreland Zebras are looking to make a change as Nick Crivelli brings the sub over from the bench. And from the distance, looks like it's going to be Jacob Fulak to come on. And it looks like Nick Niagoran is coming off. Big Nick, his night is over. And what are your thoughts on this substitution?
Yeah, look, interesting. Just Nick started to get into the game a little bit more this half, so I'm a bit surprised that he's made that decision now. Hopefully that's just a tactical one, and that Niagoran doesn't have any injuries. He seemed to pull up a little bit sore earlier during one of the counter-attacks, but after that he was moving well, so yeah, probably just a tactical change. A bit surprising because he was starting to create some danger.
Just, maybe a bit of fresh blood for Fasto's side, and look to spruce things up top. Hewitt. Back to Tennant. We'll go to Wilson. Back to Weir. Weir goes long. Timmins wins the header. Sue. Still Sue. Loses possession. Timmins wins the challenge. And Ocheng just passes the ball out. .57 minutes played, and it looks like Hume City are getting a substitution ready as well on the far side. Guy. Williams. Samoy. Happy to send it diagonal. Flack doesn't challenge. Timmins wins. Sudler. Finds Flack's feet. He's held it up extremely well. Guy. Watson. Samoy. Better by the Zebras. Samoy. Tries to beat Marcellus, but Marcellus does extremely well in holding him up and wins possession. Dixon tries to do too much with it. Guy shoots. It's blocked by his own attacking teammate. Only as far as Watson. Watson clips it in, but too close to Weir as Weir comes out and collects, and Moreland Zebras looking dangerous once again.
Yeah, absolutely. I've got to compliment Mark Ellis there. I thought his defensive work rate and the pressure on Samoy was excellent, the way he won that back. Then Zebras get it, and the interesting thing for me is they weren't getting a lot of balls in from out wide, crosses in the first half. That's a great opportunity. They do get it in. Unfortunately, they've taken off their biggest player in Niagoran, or their tallest player. So, yeah. Would have been a bit more of an interesting ball and potentially a more dangerous ball should Niagoran have been there.
As the ball's kept in, Dixon And Hume clear. Delic. Delic brings it down. Fantastic first touch. Tries to flick it over Williams, but Williams shows his experience to get in front. And Lockie Kevers is really given the free kick, but Jacob Williams has done extremely well. And now the Hume City substitution will be made. No, it won't. It'll be the next one. Long goal kick. Fluck wins the header. Delic holds up, but Williams does extremely well once again. Fluck flicks. Watson. Guy. Still Guy. Finds Watson. Watson delivers. Fantastic ball and a header. Has not gone on target, has just gone wide, and Ocheng will clear. A fantastic opportunity for Barfarosh. He's missed the header completely, but Timmins to go forwards again. Sue. Back to Devitt. Sue. Williams. Timmins. Sue. Devitt. Back to Timmins. Timmins delivers. Fluck in the middle, but Hume defend once again and clear their lines. Devitt. Fluck flicks. Barfarosh tussling with look like Dixon, but they'll clear their lines. Samoy. Watson. A strong challenge, and Lockie Kevers comes across and calms the situation down, but Moreland Zebras looking very dangerous once again, Boris, and starting to get on top of this game.
Absolutely, really pushing and moving the ball beautifully around in that final third. But again, that's just that final pass, that final decision. And again, they're getting some, Cam Watson got a great delivery in earlier, a couple of minutes ago. And again, you have to wonder, maybe with more aerial power in Nigorian, things could have been different there.
And Hume City are making their substitution. It looks like it's going to be Matthew Lazaridis coming off. And I haven't seen who's coming on, but it ain't George Howard or James Brown. Dixon goes back to Weir, and he's overhit it, but Weir gets across well and plays out. So it'll be Tom Harris, young Tom Harris coming on for Hume City. Sadler. All the way back to the custodian. Comfortably played back Sadler. Sadler tries to find the channel. Devitt makes a fantastic third man run. Devitt will go out for a Moreland throw. On this chilly Tuesday evening here at Jack Edwards Reserve. Good turnout here, Boris, especially for both teams being from the northwest, as both bring a decent amount of supporters out, haven't they, Boris, here on this near side?
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of Hume City, lots of Moreland Zebras jackets.
As Flock shoots and Weir saves, and Flock nearly made a substitution and made Faster look like a tactical genius bringing him on, but a fantastic save by Michael Weir.
Yeah, well done. Great stuff by the substitute. Got a really nice slow shot in there, and Weir's done extremely well to get down to that, especially for someone so tall. Always hard to get down, and he did really well.
Zebras are threatening and knocking on that door. Barfarosh gives away a free kick, and Hume survive. Another one. As I was saying, Boris, good turnout from both supporters, especially being so far away from their home grounds. Yeah,
fantastic. Great to see. It is a nice evening, though. It is very cold. At least there's no rain. It's still, so that's definitely helped the attendance. But yeah, really wonderful to see on a Tuesday night to have so many fans come across town to watch their teams.
Where to take. There's definitely more Moreland Zebra fans than Hume City supporters, and they're getting into Michael Weir's ear for kicking that ball straight out, and that's the type of atmosphere you want at a football game. There is no AFL antics here, is there, Boris?
No, it's great. I mean, look, community football, football clubs are communities, and it's great to see both communities coming out to support their football club, and a great atmosphere here. So thoroughly enjoying it, and the football's helping as well, I think. I think everyone's been treated to a really good game.
Zebras look to play. Sadler tries to find Devitt, but Ocheng does extremely well. Dixon. Infield to Hewitt. He's got a bit of space. Dalic flicks. Marcellus. Theo Marcellus shoots, and a fantastic save by the goalkeeper. Really straight at him by Marcellus, and he should have done better for someone with his experience.
Great move by Hume. I really have to wonder, how did the Hume City player there, the first midfielder to receive, how did he have so much space in that in that dangerous area? Really opened him up. Question marks there over the defensive midfield positioning of for the Zebras, I'd say.
Sadler does extremely well. Keep it in and send it down the line. And it's still in. Devitt. Devitt tries to do a little bit too much, but Sadler wins it. Nearly flicker around the corner, nearly pays off by Sue. Sue finds Guy. Finds Williams. Samoy. Harris. Break opening up his legs, finds Delic, but Sadler does extremely well. Loses possession, and Delic does extremely well to win that ball, and it shows the work rate. McAllis, but Timmins comes in and across and strong. Harris. Dalic. Bowler. Got a bit of space. Hewitt plays out wide to Ocheng. Ocheng delivers. Goalkeeper doesn't come. Finds Harris. Harris cuts it back onto his right. A fantastic last-ditch challenge by the defender, Samoy, and he'll go out for a corner. Hume City getting on top of the game now, and Zebras, will they be starting to hope they took one or two of those chances earlier on in the game? And it looks like George Howard has been sent to warm up as well by Hume City.
Another great break by Hume. Again, they transition from one side to the other so well. And what a great effort by the youngster Harris there. Faked the shot on his left, dummied it, beat the guy onto the inside, and it was really well played.
Balls delivers, keeper punches, but only as far as the 6-yard box. Ocheng. Ocheng strikes, blocked by Williams. Fluck challenge chases, but Tennant does well. Delivers it to the back post, and Hewitt will keep it in just. Bowler delivers. Delic just doesn't get there, and Hume City starting to get on top of Moreland Zebras, and maybe they're starting to run out of legs.
Look, I think a little bit too early to call that one. The game's just ebbed and flowed continually, both sides having moments of dominance, and then, for 5 or so minutes, and then the other side taking over. So I'd wait a little bit longer before I make that call that they're running out of legs, Dean.
Oh, just what I'm saying, Boris, just what I'm saying. Fluck finds Guy. We obviously know how much of a strict fitness coach Nick Crivelli is, and Fasto loves his side to be fit physically to last more than 90 minutes, so I'm sure they've got enough in the tank, just preserving it. Sue cuts back inside on his right. Sue strikes, and it's just gone wide. And that is the reason they brought him in from the Bentley Greens. A fantastic player with a fantastic shot, and he's just inches wide of Michael Weir's far post, and he is furious that he was allowed to come back in on his right foot.
Yeah, fantastic. Great, quick feet. You saw how sharp he cut that ball, and then, fantastic, powerful shot, curling just wide. Wonderful football. Wonderful football.
Michael Weir is a relieved man after seeing that ball just go wide. And Hume survived once again. Also, welcome to the Red Baron of Bo Morris, who has joined the live stream. Great to have you on board, Reese. Buffrosh. Hume getting numbers back and well organised. Samoy. Williams. Sadler. Timmins. Timmins finds a bit of space, hits the pass. But Moreland Zebras with numbers back.
Moreland back in the ascendancy.
Fluck. Gives away possession, as you said, that commentator's terse. Williams comes across. And he will see it out, and just shows his experience there by Williams, and he's winning a free kick. But Lockie Keepers will let it go for a goal kick, and Williams just proving what a signing has been for the Moreland Zebras the last couple of years.
Fantastic footballer, really. He's been excellent tonight. Strong physically, great on the ball, reads the game well. Yeah, just fantastic young footballer.
As it's Theo McCullers coming off for George Howard, and it's pretty much a like-for-like change. And it looks like Delic will go out wide and George Howard will go up to the point at number 9. And I think Nick Hegarty thinks he knows he needs goals.
Look, obviously Hume would like to score a second to make sure of this. One goal up, you're always susceptible to conceding an equaliser, and then the momentum changes, and the whole game changes. So look, obviously Hegarty and Hume would love to get a second.
Some more to take. Finds Guy. Timmins. Back to Sadler. Guy. Watson. Switches it out wide to Samoy. But great defensive work by the youngster that's just come on. And Samoy just shows his experience and just bullies the young kid off the ball. Samoy delivers. Sue on top of the box. Still Sue. Arnold Sue strikes, and that's just wide, and he's tried to do a bit too much with it. But once again, Moreland Zebras are on top.
Yeah, fantastic. Samoy did extremely well there. Got a good ball in, and Sue again very good on the ball. Sharp turn, moved it onto his left. Just not quite as good a strike as on his right, so it was quite wide at the end. But fantastic play by both players, and Moreland pushing once again. Look, as they need to.
We are taking this time to take this goal kick. Weir kicks it long. Sadler wins the first header. As it goes out. A bit of miscommunications. Potentially Timmins could have got there.
Oh, absolutely. I think, given the experience there, Sean should have called for that, and he had an easy win. Instead, Trey's gone up, and Hume's won the ball.
Hume happy to go back to Wilson. Monaghan switches out wide, tries to find Ocheng, and Timmins just slices it out for a throw in.
Yeah, Ocheng's been up and down that line all night, and he's been excellent. He's been very good for them.
Delic. Watson. Guy. Zebras can break, and that's just a poor pass trying to find Sue, who given away a free kick out of frustration, I would assume that was. But once again, Zebras just failing to find that final ball. Dixon. Watson. Extremely well by Tennant. Howard. Monaghan. Dixon. 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 Lockie Kev, there's no free kick there. Play on. Ocheng. Delic does extremely well. And goes into the corner. But Sadler can break. Sadler sends down the line. It'll be a Hume throw-in. Hume starting to get on top again. Watching. It's a poor throw, but Delic makes it work. Howard. Hewitt. Plays it out wide to Harris, who tries to beat Samoy, but doesn't do enough. Williams. Only as far as Dixon, who delivers to the back post. Delic headers it back across, but it goes out for a goal kick. And a good opportunity there, once again, by Hume City. And it's going to be a final substitution for the Moreland Zebras. It's Divot coming off. It looks like David Cardamone is coming on. .15 to go, Boris. Game can go either way. Plenty of time. Guy. Watson. Tries to find Sue, but Ocheng across and sends that ball where it should be, over the fence. Trying to draw as many times as possible. Lockie Cave is having a word with Captain Watson. Must have been something he said, and Sue. Cardamone. Watson. Watson goes for a bit of a run, only as far as Swoo. Arnold Swoo, fantastic footwork, but had 4 players around him. Howard. Beats 1, gets away from 2. And then Sean Timmins shows his experience and wins possession. Sadler. Williams. Samoy. Back to Williams. Sadler. Timmins. Barfrosh. Lockie Kevis has nothing doing. Watson to Guy. Switches it to Samoy. Williams. Hume City dropping really, really deep and allowing the pressure. Dangerous times to do this, Boris, isn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. You don't want, with only 15 or so to go, just to sit back on top of your box and let the Zebras come at you. Anything can happen. Given that the game has been so close all night, it's been extremely even. I mean, let's face it, the two teams have only been separated by one bit of fortune from Hume's perspective and misfortune from Zebra's perspective. That's the difference. A mishit cross into the back of the net. Otherwise, both teams have created good opportunities, had half chances, but haven't been able to finish due to a bit of bad luck, but also some slightly poor decision making in the last third. And so look, I definitely wouldn't want to be sitting back if I was Hume.
Weir's made a couple of great saves this evening as well, and it's potentially been the difference between the two sides.
Absolutely, he has made some, 2 to 3 excellent saves, and he's been very good all night.
Ocheng. Delic. Hewitt. Delic. Hume with a couple of numbers in the box. Delic tries to backheel it. It will go out for a throw-in. Delic. Watson. And the Zebras can break. Still Watson. Fluck. Still Fluck. Watson. Samoy in behind. Early delivery. Cardamone. Samoy delivers back into the box. Guy shoots. Blocked out once again. Samoy. Third time lucky potentially. Samoy delivers. And cleared once again by the Hume City defence. And that just shows what happens when you have numbers in defence and are really organised.
Yeah, look, great discipline, great determination by Hume to keep that out. But also, I mean, what a fabulous move by Zebras, especially for that first opportunity. Just wonderful, wonderful football. Great ball in, and again, really well defended by Hume.
Delivered. Oh, Flock brings it down. The Weir doesn't collect, and they're calling for a back pass, but it's play on, and Moreland Zebras are really taking this game to Hume City, and they're knocking at the door, and you would only think in a couple of minutes, if this pressure keeps up, Moreland are going to get a goal, Boris.
Look, fabulous header, great corner, and I think Hume are lucky to still be one up.
Howard. Take his time to get this ball, and Hume City survive. Obviously last year at this stage, or the earlier stage, Moreland Zebras lost to the Port Melbourne Sharks in extra time after being 3-1 up. Obviously to lose 4-3 in that game, if you remember it, Boris, a fantastic game at Port Melbourne, and if you're fast though, you've got an opportunity to redeem yourself, and 1-0 down, do you reckon they could turn it around with 10 minutes to go?
Oh, look, absolutely. I mean, just based on what your recollection from last year, the fact that they were 3-1 up and they ended up losing it. Look, in football, especially, in recent times, we've seen at the very highest level in the Champions League some great comebacks. We've seen it in the NPL last season when goals were scored, 2-3 in a couple of minutes. Anything can happen in this game, so the fact that Hume's one up is no guarantee of success. Anything can still happen in this.
And Moreland Zebras made another final change, and it was Barfarosh coming off. I believe it was young Salvatore Acaro coming on. Watson. Watson the drive. Williams. Sadler. Still Sadler. Sue. Timmins. Cardamone. Williams. Finds Guy. Guy strikes from distance, and it's potentially hit your car out there, Boris, and it wasn't really a pretty shot, was it?
Look, no, but almost forced upon them because the numbers back from Hume, the discipline that they, Moreland was moving the ball around, looking to open up some gaps, and Hume just wouldn't give it to them, and eventually they lost patience and had a hopeful shot from distance. So they really need to continue remaining patient, try and move them around, and try and create some gaps in that Hume defence, which they've been able to do at times. So no need to rush and play, and shoot from distance like that.
Timmins wins the header. And Zebras keep the ball in. Cardamone. Watson. Guy. Poor pass back, but Williams does extremely well to clean it up. .84 minutes played. Dixon running the clock down. Bowler Howard flicks and really a nothing ball. Keeper sends it down to the channel. Cardamona Flock challenge. Falls to Guy, who's potentially got away with one poor pass. Sadler. And a poor pass by Sadler, and Hume can break through George Howard. George Howard running down the right. Howard, and a fantastic challenge by Jacob Williams. And Moreland Zebras lucky to get away with one, and Hume City would be happy with that corner, wouldn't they, Boris?
Oh, totally. Ball's at the other end of the pitch. Look, Jacob Williams did well there. Made a mistake initially, tried to step up and play offside and mistimed it, and then had to work back really hard to make a very big tackle there to put it out for a corner as George Howard was through.
Short to take, and Hume throwing numbers forward. Hewitt delivers. And Howard is holding Watson, and Lockie Gibbs gives the free kick. Sadler. Watson finds Williams. He clips it in and tries to find Flack, and finds him. Ball just doesn't fall kindly to him. Hewitt over the fence, and Hewitt's gone down like a sack of potatoes, and Lockie Keevers waves it away. And very soft, Hewitt went down there looking for the free kick. Guy. Arcado nearly gets in, ends up challenging Weir, and Weir's throwing a few elbows after him. Weir sends it. Sadler wins the header. Watson. Samoy. Williams. Fantastic side volley. Fantastic forward press. Sue. Cardamone delivers. Flack gets in there. No, he doesn't. And Hume survived once again. Dixon. Harris. Samoy is been all over the park. His GPS stats will be through the roof. Cardamone. Cardamone, and it'll go out for Moreland Zebras. And the desperation from the Moreland Zebra players, their GPS tracking is, if they have them on, Boris, would be high work rate for 90 minutes, I believe.
Look, especially I'd say in the last 10, they've really look, they've got no choice but to press and be very aggressive from the front now. And look, again, Hume's defence so brilliant. The Moreland got past them, but great defence there by the central defender, who was able to just get his body in the way and shield that ball away from danger as it was cut across.
A very tame shot by Jacob Williams there, just trying, maybe out of frustration, closed his eyes, and if that went top corners, you're in the newspapers tomorrow and you're classified as a hero. And as you could probably hear, the Moreland Zebra fans are furious with Michael Weir, but just Weir showing his experience to run down the clock. 88 minutes played. Lockie Keevers hasn't shown many cards this evening, if any, I don't believe, Boris. And if Jack Morgan, you are still listening, I think this might be a first for Lockie. But good on the young referee. Dixon. Hewitt. Ocheng. Delic. Still Delic. Go out for a Hume throw-in. Michael Mummis, the fourth official, is getting the stoppage time ready. It looks like it's going to be 4 minutes, Boris. 4 more minutes. Exciting football. Plenty of time for the Moreland Zebras to score. Howard. He's done extremely well there, George Howard.
Oh, look, I think Hume's been very clever the way they've been, slowed down the game, just made it more of a battle, really taken the tempo out. And, that's another example. I mean, Weir's been doing it with taking his time on goal kicks. Howard now and protecting that ball in the corner. They've been very clever. And this is creating greater frustration for Moreland. And then they lose their composure, start knocking it long and getting a bit desperate, which makes it even easier for Hume to defend.
Samoy. Williams. Watson. Still Watson. Flicks it over the top. And Howard can break. George Howard. Still Howard. Beats 2. And surely he goes to the corner now. It just shows a bit of experience. Still Howard. Goes over and the linesman has given a free kick and Hume City get away with one.
Look, he had no intention of going towards goal. Clever play. Look for the space out wide just to take it to the corner, as you said. And they've been very clever, Hume, in the way they're running the clock down. So fair play to them.
If I'm correct, Lockie Cavers has just shown his first yellow card of the evening to Cameron Watson for kicking the ball into George Howard when he was on the ground. I guess a bit out of frustration. Howard. Delich. And Hume very happy just to keep the ball in the corner and showing their experience, and it's a goal kick. Guy. Oh, he's left the ball behind him. Still Guy. Williams. Just whipped it into the back post. Tennant defends well. Sadler. Sue. That's a corner. And Lockie Keevers has given it an opportunity for the Moreland Zebras. And they're throwing numbers forward. The goalkeeper's going up, Boris. And it will be a substitution to run down the clock. It'll be Brian Elboy to come on. And Delich to come off. Keeper to score their equaliser here, Boris.
Anything can happen in this game. Let's hope so, because I wouldn't mind seeing another 30 minutes of football from these two sides.
Sure, a few of these Hume supporters want to get back home. Delivered in. Ball just bobbles around and open goal. Oh, and it's a poor shot. And it'll go out for a goal kick. Will Samoy just keep it in, or will he play? Oh, that's a corner. That's a corner. He's touched that before that's gone out, Boris. That's a corner. Anyway, Moreland Zebras escape one. Williams. Guy. Last roll of the dice. Guy. Watson. Fluck. Had an opportunity earlier this half. Cardamone. Just doesn't release. Good forward press and they can box Hume in. Not long left at all. Still a minute to go. Throws it long. Howard flicks straight up in the air. Watson. Fluck. Watson. Fluck just leaves the ball behind and Howard will do absolutely nothing with that. Try to pick it up. Williams plays early. Sadler. Surely you throw the kitchen sink at it now, Boris. Last 30 seconds. Guy. Watching. Does extremely well. Keeper will drive with it, surely. Watson. Tries to clip it in. Hume have been so well. Tennant has done extremely well. Watson. Sadler. Fantastic first touch by the centre half. And Moore tries to do too much, but Ocheng's just put it straight back into the box. Sue. Finds inside and Moore. The ball just comes in. But the ball just gets sent over the fence, and really, Lockie Keepers is not got long left. Watson delivers to the back post, but will come and collect and count down the clock, and Danny Dixon experience just falls over and will stop playing for a head injury, and that's pretty much all. She's right, Boris.
Yeah, look, doesn't look likely now. Zebras, again, very good game by both sides. I think, look, to be honest, I think both have got a lot to look forward to in the FFA Cup. If they can perform like this, I think they can do quite well and go quite far, well, go further in the competition than the round of 32. Both sides have performed very well. And like we said, it was just one very small moment that separates these two teams. I think this is going to be it, Dean. As soon as the keeper takes this kick.
High, long, it's bringing a bit of snow on it. It's just bounced, and surely you had that back to the goalkeeper. He's done extremely well. But Lockie Keepers blows for full time, and Hume City with a moment of luck to win this game in the 90 minutes. A fantastic performance by both sides, a good standard of football this evening. And Boris, you'd be heartbroken if you're Fasto, but I guess it could be a golden treasure. I guess you don't have to play that extra cup game on the 10th.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that's the way they have to look at it now, that they've can focus on the FFA Cup, focus on getting promotion. They've still got a lot to play for this season, and I'm sure that if they would trade this for a win in the FFA Cup.
Yeah, 100%, Boris. I think they've got a lot to prove in the FFA Cup, and obviously extremely long to go in the season, but 3 points clear on top of the ladder, and if they keep playing like this, they'll definitely get promoted into the top division next year, and they'll be an exciting force.
Yeah, absolutely. Look, to be honest, I was very pleasantly surprised by both teams, the way they went about their football, both in possession and out of possession. It was great to watch. Patient, quick transitions when they were on. Some really good football. It was just little details of decision making in the final third that probably let both sides down, and some poor touches as well at that last bit. But yeah, really good game of football. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and good luck to Hume in the Dockerty Cup and the FFA Cup, and all the best to the Zebras for the rest of their league campaign and also their FFA Cup clash.
Thank you, Boris, for joining me this evening, and thank you for everyone else joining us on this live stream for this semi-final actual of the Dockerty Cup. We are back tomorrow night for the other semi-final, so please join us then. Thank you very much.